Hey, what's up? It's your internet best friend, Living Hero. Talking to you today about Borderlands 3, patch notes 1.02. But before we get into it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what do you think about the patch. Was it a success? Was it a failure? Did they break other things at the same time? And also, RIP, Porcelain Pipe Bomb. Kinda sucks, but hey, no more cheese. And guess what? Intro time. All right, and these are the patch notes posted by Noel GBX on the Gearbox official forum. You can see the first part. It's about performance. PC reduced the amount of texture streaming that was occurring when aiming down sights. So possibly better performance while you're aiming down sights on PC, basically. Address the reported concern where certain users with a lot of people in their friends list saw more frequent hitching, which I don't know what that means. Can someone down below explain that to me in the comments? Implementing general stability improvements. Hopefully this is for all platforms, because I know on my Xbox One X, it was crashing sometimes. Like, it would freeze if I entered a vehicle and like at a certain point in the game, and it would just lock up. Next on the list, it is general fixes and improvements. Address the reported issue with Kilovolt's Shield Storm. So I read this in Reddit forums. A lot of people couldn't kill him that played Zane. I was Moe's when I first fought him. He was 3 levels above me. I just kept using Iron Bear and I beat him. But what was happening was Shield Storm attack does not disable the tiles around Kilovolt, resulting in the entire floor being activated. Parentheses, oops. So basically, one of his attacks were not properly triggering the floor not to be electrified. So thus, no one could avoid that attack. And so everyone kept dying. And it was reported by Zane players that it was more difficult to fight him as a Zane player as opposed to a Moe's player or a Flak player or an Arma player. Address the potential progression blocker in the mission Footsteps of Giants. I didn't really see that. I didn't experience that. Address the reported issue with Guardian rank had a potential to become non-functional, or the player could potentially lose Guardian rank tokens into the negatives. I've seen a lot of pictures of that happening to other players. That hasn't occurred to me. Console field of view is now set to 75 by default. This will not affect players who have already started the game. Yeah, mine's at 90, and I like it that way. Special prompts for particle text, TDR, guns, critical, immune, now properly localized. Does that mean it correctly shows up on the screen in the correct area? Because for me, it was showing up all over the screen. So hopefully it fixed up the centering of the text. Address the reported concern that players experience where the vehicle's boost could continue into the next map. Yeah, I haven't experienced that. It's super annoying, and I would love for that to be fixed, but I've never experienced it. Address the reported concern with a porcelain pipe bomb where it sets off multiple explosions when colliding with objects. RIP pipe bomb. This grenade was never meant to explode multiple times. All enemies in the Borderlands universe are now safe from being instantly melted by radioactive poop. I like that little Easter egg. I think that's fun. I think that they did the right thing by doing this, but I think their energy is focused on the wrong things to fix. I think the right thing to really focus on is performance issues, like straight on. Like, you can deal with balancing and gun damage later, but overall, if the experience of the game is not solid to begin with, then fixing a grenade that was killing bosses too fast doesn't really make sense to me in my experiences as playing games. Now moving on to UI, my favorite. Adjusted the verbiage for left stick and right stick inside the Russian localized version of the control options screen. Yeah, good job for Russia, you know. Good luck. More like, yeah. Awesome. Address the reported issue where certain users experience a failure of the audio to play when spending skill points in the UI. I've experienced that. Hopefully, let's see if it works and it's fixed. The text is not correctly marked invalid when you enter an invalid email address on the Shift account creation page. Awesome. Address the reported issue where the item of the day item card would flash briefly before displaying on the vending machines. Yes, that happens when I respawn in Floating Tomb when I fight Engraved Word. If I run forward too soon before the game is fully loaded, I'll get a flash of the gun of the day or the weapon of the day card and it would get stuck on the screen. So hopefully this is fixed. All right. Address the reported concern that certain players were served an unread mail icon when they didn't have mail to read. Didn't see that. Iron Bear button prompts will now correctly update if you rebind your controls. Cool. Modified various features of elements of Crazy Earl's store. All right. Address the reported issue where subtitles wouldn't display until after the initial cutscene. I've faced that. That's annoying. Hopefully it's fixed. Address an issue experienced by certain players that social notifications could become stuck on screen, i.e., hopefully this fixes the weapons, the health, the grenade pickup stuff, like any ammunition that would get picked up. Hopefully, it got stuck on my screen, and that was one of the top 5 things I wanted to get fixed. Is notifications stuck on the screen, because that was really irritating me. All right, address the player concern that certain item preview images were failing to load inside the player bank. Yes, dude, I had to keep exiting and entering the vault, my bank vault, multiple times just to get it to work. Address the issue reported by players where the cursor would snap to an unintended location in the UI. Yes, that was mainly in the map. So what would happen is you would open the map and it would automatically snap to the closest fast travel, and that was really annoying because you'd lose where you were and you'd have to go find yourself again. It wasn't that hard, it was just more of an inconvenience. PC only. Address an issue reported by certain PC players where the focus from the mouse's last known location was sticking around even when playing with a gamepad. All right, this is a juicy one right here. Split screen and online multiplayer. Address concern reported. I don't like how they name the issues or like bugs concerns. Like, it's a bug. Admit it. It's a bug. It's an issue. It's not a concern. Address the concern reported by certain players that the dialogue volume faded too low before switching to echo audio during split screen gameplay. No, that happens for all gameplay. That happens for regular online gameplay. Or happens for all, hopefully, like, yeah, I hope it happens in all game modes. So hopefully this is fixed in all game modes. If it's not, I'm going to file a bug for sure. Address concern reported by certain players that sounds were quiet or missing for the second split screen player if they move too far from player 1. I don't play split screen, so good job for them. Address the concern reported by certain players that 3-player groups were having trouble matchmaking with an additional solo player. I haven't faced that issue. Address the reported concern experienced by certain players that in split screen, one player's sprinting animation could be interrupted by other player opening the echo menu. I've seen that a lot actually on Reddit, and I read a lot about it. Hopefully this is fixed, because a lot of people were really mad that this was affecting their split screen experiences on the couch or in their friend's house, because Borderlands 3 is really fun, especially when you get to play with friends. Address the concern reported by certain players in split screen where one player's aiming down sights would be interrupted by the other player opening the echo menu. Yeah, hopefully that gets fixed, because that sucks. Addressed a handful of reported client replication issues. Addressed Tina's pizza bomb so it displays correctly for clients. Modified certain audio elements that were reportedly looping for clients. Addressed a reported player concern so that the guardian skill Dead Man's Hand now functions properly. Player icons are now pinned to the side of the minimap when playing in any kind of multiplayer. All right. So those were all the patch notes for it. And there's a little note in the bottom says this update contains the first batch of performance fixes. It's far from exhaustive, but we wanted to address issues and concerns with changes that were ready and tested at as soon as possible when the team continues active investigation and work on additional performance improvements for upcoming patches. If you notice a potential concern that has affected you that is not addressed in this update, please send us your data. Many factors are at work, and collecting info from a variety of folks can go a long way to help us find commonalities, identify the root cause, and address confirmed issues. So what should really happen is that they should remove the words potential concern to notice a potential bug. Like, all these concerns are bugs and issues. And what they should be saying is they're going to perform a full RCA audit, which is root cause analysis, of why this game was released with this many bugs in it. I understand this game is a really good game. Don't get me wrong. I love it. But they're trying to play down the fact that this game has a lot of bugs. And I really don't like that. Like, if you're wrong, admit it. You know, no one's perfect. I understand that. If we released the game too early, totally fine. But don't change the terms. Don't change the name of what it is. Don't call a devastating car accident an oopsie or a little bump or scratch, when in reality it wasn't. These concerns are bugs. Call them bugs. Bugs are being fixed. Thank you, Gearbox, for fixing these bugs. Let's see some more bugs fixed, and let's focus on more bugs that are performance based and really interrupt the continuation of the game or interrupt the fun aspect of the game for players, instead of making balance changes for weapons. I think that's your first priority. But I do understand that testing goes along with this, and if the grenade testing for the mod was easiest and they fixed it the fastest, then yes, push it out. But I think they should focus their energy more on fun interrupting bugs, not concerns. But overall, yeah, this wraps up our video. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Like I said in the beginning, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe if you like this kind of content. And feel free to go on twitch.tv/livinghero and watch me live and talk to me and ask me questions there. I'll try my best to answer. I'm live every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, guys, have a wonderful day.